Hello everyone, and I have one more very exciting Mikhail Tal chess game to show you. His opponent was Vladimir Getman. Mikhail Tal had the white pieces, and this chess game was played in 1963 in Moscow. So Mikhail Tal starts the game with e4. We have the Sicilian defense, knight to f3, e6, d4, the open Sicilian and the Khan variation. Knight to c3, queen to c7, bishop to e6, knight to f6, white castled, bishop to e7, f4, d6, bishop to e3, knight to c6, queen to e1, bishop to d7, queen to g3, defending the pawn, rook over, centralizing the rook, h5, h3, h4, queen to f2, and knight to f5, knight to h5. And Mikhail Tal played f5, aggressive kingside expansion by Tal, and black still haven't castled, which can be risky against a fierce attacker like Tal. And black played knight to e5, and here comes a Mikhail Tal move. Tal is being Tal, and he picked his knight, and he sacrificed his knight on e6. Unbelievable. A wild move, and Mikhail Tal sacrifices his knight out of nowhere. A shocking sudden attack, and also engine says this was not logical, but Tal's opponent was a human, and humans can make mistakes when they face complications and when they are under pressure. But black didn't accept it, Mikhail Tal's sacrifice. He played bishop takes on e6. Maybe he was afraid because this was Tal sacrificing the knight. But if accepting the sacrifice, then bishop takes on h5, and white is going to create complications. Rook takes, pawn takes, and if knight takes pawn, capturing the passed pawn, so making a blunder against Mikhail Tal is very easy. White to play and win. So actually knight takes was a very big blunder because knight was the key defender of f7. And after bishop to b6, black is in deep trouble. So black can't defend the queen. If defending the queen, black is getting checkmated because the bishop was covering king's only key square, king's only escape square of d8. So it was x-raying d8 with attacking the queen. And after moving the queen, black is getting checkmated. So black had to give up the queen. But anyway, of course, in this position, black doesn't have to capture the g-pawn with the knight. But I'm just showing that making a mistake against Mikhail Tal is very easy. So Tal wanted to create lots of complications for his opponent with opening the f-file, but black didn't accept this wild sacrifice. He played bishop takes on e6, giving the bishop back against the knight. So capturing the bishop, f takes on e6, and then bishop takes knight, rook takes, bishop to d4, hitting the key defender of f7. Queen to c4, eliminating the defender, and then checking the king, king to d7, and the king is in the middle. Queen to g7, and black must be very careful in this position. Getman played rook to g5. So if some random move, then queen takes rook because this d-pawn is pinned. So rook to g5, rook to d4, defending the queen and pinning the rook. Knight is getting closer with attacking the queen, again pinning the rook and defending the queen, and king to h1, unpinning, rook over. Actually in this position, Mikhail Tal was planning to sacrifice his rook. Let's say rook to g3, then rook takes on d6, sacrificing the rook, the bishop is pinned, but after rook to d1, black is in deep trouble, capturing the bishop, and how to defend, for example, queen to d7, check and mate. So king to h1, rook over, defending the bishop against that rook sacrifice, but Tal played doubling the rooks, rook from f to d1. The big threat is rook takes on d6, the bishop is pinned. So in this very difficult position, black played unpinning king to c8, but white to play and win. Can you find the best move for white? White plays a very simple move, and after that move, black has no defense. Okay, so did you see this very simple move, queen to f7, forking two pieces, and black must resign. Black is defending the rook but giving up the bishop. But why not in this position king to d8, defending everything with the king? Then Mikhail Tal was going to sacrifice his rook, sacrificing the exchange and then deflecting the king, and black is getting checkmated. And if king to d7, this time smashing in with the rook because this bishop is pinned, check, and then capturing the rook, and black is not going to survive this onslaught. So in this position, after queen to f7 forking, black must resign, but Getman played rook to f8 and Tal simply captured the bishop. This is forced resignation, forking both of the rooks at the same time, and there is no logical defense for black, but Getman played rook to f1, a meaningless move, rook takes on f1, and Getman needed to resign, but surprisingly he still played a move. He played queen takes on d4. He could have played rook over, but it doesn't make any sense. Then rook takes. So queen takes on d4, but black is getting checkmated in one move. Tal played rook to f8, check, and mate. Actually, he checkmated his opponent on the board. We didn't see any resignation at top level chess competition, which is rare. So another wild, risky attacking chess game by Mikhail Tal that entertained the spectators. So he checkmated his opponent at move 30. And look at the sacrifice once again. Knight takes on e6 out of nowhere. A wild sacrifice by Mikhail Tal. A Mikhail Tal type move. So this was typical Tal. So let's make a quick recap. As you can see, Tal pulls a rabbit from the hat after creating complications with his fierce attacking style, and then doubling the rooks, escaping, but after this move, queen to f7, this is very difficult for black, so defending the rook, forking the rooks after capturing the bishop, and then Tal checkmated his opponent. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this chess game, and I hope to see you next time. Take care and bye bye.